Hey everybody, I hope you're enjoying your day. I'm here in Kenya, Africa, and I thought I'd do another YouTube video about how to have really true long-term success. And there's three things here I'd like to cover that we seldom hear about that are so crucial for long-term success. Number one is win-win decision making. How often do you hear about that? But you know, trust is the currency of every good relationship. So when you think about currency, if you go to the market to buy something and you have no currency, are you going to accomplish anything? Of course not. If you go into business and there's no trust, will you accomplish success? No, you won't. So when you go into business, you have to think about, how am I going to win? How is the other person going to win? There's too many people nowadays who are only concerned about themselves. How am I going to win? I don't care about the other person. This can be in any area of life. I talk about the four primary areas: spiritual, physical, emotional, and financial. And so in any of those areas, we must have trust to be successful. Another area is the balance between authority and responsibility. And there's a lot of people who are heavy on authority. They want to take authority over your life, and they don't want to take responsibility for the outcome. So what happens in that case, in that scenario, if somebody takes authority over you, in other words, makes decisions for you, tells you how you must do things, refuses to take responsibility for the outcome, they're a tyrant. And you, my friend, are a slave. We can't prosper in either one of those areas, as a tyrant or a slave. The last one that I'm going to talk about today is sowing and reaping. And there's so few people who look past today. They forget that what I'm sowing today, I will reap someday. Now there's different types of crops. There's things that you can sow today. Next week you'll reap something. There's things that you can sow today, and it's going to be 100 years before you really see the reaping of what's been sowed. And so what happens is people who want to have authority over you without taking responsibility, someday they're going to reap what they have sown, because we all are going to meet our Maker. We're all going to be responsible to Him. And by the way, speaking of responsibility and authority, He has the right to take full authority over our life because He took complete responsibility for us at Calvary. So I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, I walk in faith. That's my opinion, that because God took responsibility for us, He has the right to have authority over us. I've found in my own life that when I allow God to direct my life goes much better than when I try to direct it myself. Now, I've added this map of consciousness here by Dr. David Hawkins, and the reason I did that is because majority of people are living in a survival paradigm. From the 200 down, people are living 200 megahertz or hertz of energy, and down, they're living in negative energy. Their primary motivation for life is fear. Fear always has its roots in loss. What am I going to lose? So when you are worried about what you're going to lose, what do? You try to control the outcome. You try to control your life. God says, walk with courage. And I've always added here, faith. Put your faith in God. That raises you into the level of love. And when you walk in love, you build trust. You create win-win relationships. You don't take more authority over someone else than you want to take responsibility for. A good example of this is a child, a small baby, has no authority, but they also have no responsibility. So our duty as parents is to transfer responsibility to our children, not too fast to where they become overwhelmed, not too slow to become where they become bored, but with the goal in mind that when they leave their home, they have authority over their life. They can choose what I will eat, what I will wear, where I will live, because they've been responsible. And also, when you're living in love, you're sowing love. When you sow love, you're going to reap love. I think it was Albert Einstein. He said, make a decision. What kind of society do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a society that respects each other, loves each other, and takes care of each other? Or do you want to live in a society that disrespects, doesn't care about each other, and treats each other with contempt? Because whatever you decide, that's what you're going to find.